This week on the husband versus wife kind of installment of Reddit stories, we have, am I the meanie for not letting my brother and his family stay with me anymore? Family drama.
It's always family
drama. When it comes to Reddit, family drama is the juiciest drama.
Well, family drama is the juiciest drama in all, just across a lot of platforms.
Family drama.
There is family drama in every single family. And I'm sorry if you tell me there's no drama in your family. There is drama
Maybe the
somewhere.
drama is you. You just don't realize that you are the drama.
Could be.
You might be the drama.
Could be.
So, you want to start the story?
Yeah, let's start with the
Here
story.
We go. So I'm not too sure what country he lives in. I don't think he says, but he uses the dollar amount, so it's probably the U.S. I own a nice house in a city that is quite famous for the resorts in the area. I live with my dogs and we have plenty of room. I often let my friends and family stay with me. I work from home, so I have my office in the guest house. So he has 2 homes on the property, which is very nice. I sometimes rent out my house and live in my guest house for months at a time. I paid off my mortgage in 10 years that way.
Wow.
In
Nice.
2020, right before the lockdowns, my brother brought his new family to stay for a week. I didn't have any renters that week. We had talked well in advance. Whenever I have guests, not renters, guests, staying with me, I go in and out of my house as I please, because they're not paying to stay there. This was an issue for my sister-in-law and her kids. They said I was not to come in without ringing the doorbell and being let in. I asked my brother, and he said that his wife and stepkids really like their privacy. No problem. So now the issue is in the rearview mirror, and he asked if he could bring his family again. I said no. I said that I liked being able to use my property as I wanted, and that if his family needed privacy, there were literally hundreds of hotels in the area. He said I was being a meanie and punishing his family for their desire for privacy. I said they could come, but if they want exclusive use of my house, they would have to rent it. My weekly rate is about $1,500. He said I was being ridiculous and that he could stay at a hotel for that much money. I said that's what he should do then. I got a call from her parents. So the brother involved the parents now. I got a call from her parents saying that I needed to stop being so petty and let him use the house. I told them that I would do so if in return my dogs and I could stay at his house, since it is close to some really nice hikes my dogs would love. They said that my brother's wife would never agree to let someone stay in their house. I said that was a good policy, so I would not be letting them stay with me. I got a message about a last-minute rental for a few days during the week my brother wanted to come, and I took it. Now for sure, he can't stay here. My parents and brother are very mad with me for screwing up his vacation plans, but I don't really care. I wasn't sure where to put this, so I would just add that when I go into my house, when I have guests, not renters, guests, I don't go into the bedrooms or anything. He just goes to the kitchen or freezer or laundry room. That's it. When I have renters, I wait to do my laundry while the maid services cleans up the house between bookings. Family drama. I love his pettiness.
Oh my gosh.
Where I love his pettiness where he says, I said that's what he should do then. You know, where he's like, I can afford
Okay, so it's so funny because as you were reading that, I literally was thinking, well, he should ask to stay in their house.
And he
then
did.
he did.
So I was like, stay at their house.
So
you can't return the favor.
Right, can't
That's
return
weird.
the favor, and you know, why does she need so much privacy
Because
when she's
a
staying
guest
in someone
in the house.
else's house?
She's a guest. She's not a renter. She doesn't have a lease. She's just a guest for a week. Kicking the owner can't go into his house whenever he pleases? No.
I personally feel like he is in the right.
Yeah, and he's petty and I love it. I love his pettiness.
I mean, he was nice enough to allow them to stay in the house.
For free.
And the sister-in-law, she overstepped. And by doing so, she burnt a bridge.
Mm-hmm. It's done now.
And that bridge, unless she apologizes, because I feel like she owes him an apology.
A huge apology.
And depending upon how that goes and how she reacts or presents herself in the future to him, I would expect huge changes before I would ever allow them to stay as a guest in my house.
And like how he said, you know, he has the main house and a guest house behind the main house. By letting his family stay there for free, he's losing out on income.
Right.
Not only is, I mean, I'm sure he stocks the fridge, the pantry. They probably eat, you know, the food that he provides. So not only that, they're staying for free.
You always insert your own nonsense.
They use his toilet paper. They use everything. But anyway, he loses out on income to let his family stay, which is incredibly nice of him.
It is very nice of him.
He loses income.
I think he is in the right for saying that, you know, they can't stay there. And if they want to stay there, you know, they can pay the rate. I don't see anything wrong with that. I think the sister-in-law was wrong for the way that she acted.
Yeah. So here's some. He responded to like 3 comments.
Okay.
So one person commented, "Your house, your rules, right? This may have been edited to keep your post a readable length, but was the you should do this argument going on when you accepted the new renter? Did the family think this was still up for discussion when you accepted the new folks? Not the meaning, either way. Just wondering if you're going to hear from your parents that you pulled the rug out after plane tickets were purchased." I don't know. Anyway, he responded back, "I already said no, that they can't stay there. They had already booked a hotel after he told him no. They were hoping that I would change my mind and they could cancel the reservation."
Oh.
So they were holding out that the brother would just say, "Oh, okay, you stay here." But then they found out, "You rented it?" So he says, or someone else commented, "He made vacation plans without having confirmed a place to stay. LOL, that's rich." And he commented back, the original poster, "We talked about it a couple months ago. We are fighting now because as of last month, I still hadn't rented it for that week. So he was still trying to change my mind. I put the kibosh on that by renting it out for 3 days." There's actually like a couple more comments, one more comment that doesn't really make any grammatical sense. So we're just going to skip that comment because we went through it a few times and it's a mess. Sometimes it doesn't come through well when people like do the talk to type thing. That's probably what happened. But anyway, what he's just saying is the original poster never wanted to stay at his brother's house. He just said that to make a point to his parents that, you know, it's a two-way street. Kindness should be met with kindness. And he didn't get the return kindness whenever he asked to stay.
Right. You should, I mean, you should reciprocate. If you're able to, if you have the ability to open your house to someone and they need their house open to you, you should be able to do that if you're, you know, able to do so. So
this is going to be family drama with this gentleman. I have a hunch it's not over with his drama yet. His family's still going to kind of poke and prod to be able to stay for free in the future. And hopefully he makes some updates in the future. Like, hey, they tried to stay again and I told them no. And then, you know, they just showed up with bags or something. So
I don't know. We'll see. But I don't think he was in the wrong at all.
No.
You know, I think he had been very generous to open his house as a guest and not make them pay anything. And, you know, if they needed privacy, then just be upfront and say, you know, hey, we've got some things going on, or, you know, we like to sleep in. Is it possible to
stay out until noon?
Right.
You know,
like have that communication. I think that's
he probably would have been okay with that.
I think that's a huge thing in families is the communication.
You nailed it, darling.
I mean, it's in families, it's in coworker relationships. It's, I mean, across the board. Communication, people have a fear, at least from my perspective, people have a fear of confronting a situation instead of just saying, you know, hey, we have X, Y, and Z, or is it possible, or whatever, they just don't say anything at all, and then it turns into a situation.
It turns into family drama that might last for years now because
Yes.
of the simple conversation of the sister-in-law saying, would you please not come in until 11:30 because the kids sleep until 10 and the baby da-da-da-da.
Right.
But no, it blew into a communication. That is the answer. That's the answer to this problem. It's communication.
And if it's a hard conversation that you're going to have, I have the thing that I have done when I know I have to have a hard conversation, and if I have time to prepare for it, because I know I can be very facially expressive, and sometimes my facial expressions don't match what it is that I'm trying to portray.
It can make the situation worse.
Yes, they can. And I'm aware of that. The thing that I do is if I have time to prepare, I will go into the bathroom and I'll have that conversation with the mirror.
Look at the mirror. Now, if I'm mad, should I go like this? Or should I go like this?
Well, no, it's not like that. I just have the conversation and I watch myself having
practice.
that. I do.
Mad face 1.
You
Mad
know what?
face 2.
And I used to do that when I worked in HR. I used to do that when I had to go in and have an employee relation conversation, or if I was getting ready to terminate an employee, and I knew it was going to be a difficult termination, I would go into the bathroom at work and I would work on my face to make sure that I'm not expressing something that facially I would escalate the situation. So I think that's a good thing to also remember is have the conversation, watch your facial expressions, watch your body language as well, because body language can escalate the situation.
The whole...
Yeah. Or you know, the whole anytime you say, well, you know, and turning it around and being like, well, this is how this made me feel. And that takes the defensive-ness out of it. So, anyway.
Say, look here, boy. Never call a grown man boy. Look here, boy. It's fighting words.
Or don't. The thing that I hate is when somebody says, well, honey.
Bless your heart.
Yeah. Don't well honey me.
Bless your heart, honey. Because that's just a nice way of saying.
Yeah. But there are some people that don't understand what bless your heart means.
I know what it means. It's a nice way of saying something mean.
Yes, but there are some individuals out there that
don't know.
That truly don't know.
You don't say it anymore. Not anymore.
Bless your heart.
No.
Anyway.
So what is your views on this story? I'm sure it's going to be pretty much the original poster. 99 out of 100 people.
I don't know. We've been shocked before.
I've been shocked. But let us know your comments coming down below. What's your thoughts? We pretty much have the same agreement here, so there is no like butting heads on difference of opinion. But how do you feel? We would love to find out. So feel free to comment down below. We'll see you next week with another Reddit story.